Welcome, everyone, to today's Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you with us as we head out on this really fascinating journey into the rhythm, the beauty, and the profound joy that we can actually find in everyday work. Today, we're exploring the brilliant NCERT Class 9 poem, Gifts of Grace Honoring Our Vocations. Now, if you're looking for a clear, structured breakdown of this beautiful piece of literature, well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to unpack the imagery, the themes, and all those deeper meanings hidden right there in the text. So let's get right into it. But first, I want you to really ponder this question before we go any further. What if every job sang its own identity? I mean, just imagine stepping out of your house and hearing the world not as some noisy, chaotic place, but as this grand chorus where every single profession actually has its own unique song. This opening philosophical question, it invites us to step away from viewing work as just some mundane necessity, right? Instead, it pulls us straight into the contemplative, highly sensory space of the poem we're exploring today. Section 1. A Symphony of Vocations. Work as a Gift of Grace. Okay, let's dive into this. The foundational idea of this entire poem is that tasks aren't burdens, they're literal gifts of grace. And when we truly understand this, we start to hear how Bharat, the nation itself, is alive with the sound of many vocations celebrating themselves. The poem kicks off this incredible celebration by focusing our attention squarely on artisans. These creators, they're marked by rhythm and joy. They celebrate themselves through their craft. Just think about that word for a second, celebrate. They aren't just working, they're expressing an inherent pride that directly ties a person's identity to their vocation. So whether they're shoemakers or other skilled craftsmen, their work isn't silent or static, it's rhythmic, it's joyful, and it quite literally sings its own praises. Section 2. Portraits of Everyday Grace. The Voices of Bharat. To really see the big picture of this poem, we first need to zoom in on the micro level, sensory details of the individual workers, because these are the voices, the individual threads that make up the incredibly vibrant tapestry of Bharat. First up, we have the carpenters. The text tells us they build with mathematical precision, shaping daily life. Notice how exact and calculated that description is? They're taking raw materials and applying the strict, unyielding laws of mathematics to create structure. But they aren't just doing math. They are literally shaping the environments that you and I interact with every single day. The poem completely elevates the carpenter's exact measurements into an act of grace that physically builds our world. Next, the focus shifts over to electricians. And here, the sensory imagery moves from the structural to the auditory and visual. The source text describes them humming while wiring light into homes. I mean, just picture that simple, quiet joy. The electrician is at work, happily humming a little tune, while literally bringing light into dark spaces. That auditory imagery of the hum, perfectly combined with the visual imagery of the light, it just captures the quiet dignity and the pure satisfaction found in this vital trade. From there, the rhythm of the poem carries us right out to the water with the boatmen. They sail, sing, and return with sea stories. There is such a romantic, adventurous spirit captured here. Their work isn't just about transporting goods or people from point A to point B. Their very jobs are deeply intertwined with storytelling. The act of sailing and singing naturally gives birth to the sea stories they bring back to the shore. It's almost like their vocation makes them the keepers of narrative and adventure. Wrapping up this incredible showcase of vocations, we take a look at the cooks. The text explains that cooks are creating deliciousness, singing a sensory metaphor. The food they create isn't just basic sustenance to keep us going. It represents the deep dignity found in every unique skill. Just as a delicious meal delights our senses, the mastery of one's vocation brings a unique flavor and richness to the world. Every single one of these images, the carpenter, the electrician, the boatman, the shoemaker, the cook, they all show us the profound dignity present in every single skill. Section 3. The Poet's Toolkit, Literary Devices Unpacked. Now, what's really interesting here is how we shift from the beautiful imagery of the poetry itself into the actual mechanics that make it work so well. Because a poem doesn't just sound good by accident, right? It's built using specific tools. So let's unpack this toolkit that deliberately enhances all these themes we just talked about. First, we have free verse. The poet chose this because it gives the poem a really natural conversational flow. It doesn't feel rigid at all, it feels more like someone is just speaking directly to you about their observations. Next is vivid imagery. The text uses this to literally paint the colors, the sounds, and the tools of the trades, like that hum of the electrician or the tools of the carpenter. Then we have metaphor and personification. And these are absolutely crucial because they make the work itself feel alive, giving a voice and a song to the jobs themselves. Finally, repetition and refrain. The poet uses these structural elements to beautifully link the opening and closing lines, giving the whole shebang a wonderfully cohesive, unified feel. Section 4. The dignity of labor, the overarching message. So the crucial point here is understanding how all these structural choices and beautiful portraits serve a much larger purpose. We've zoomed in on the individuals, and now it's time to zoom back out to the macro-level impact. No work is small. I'll say that again, no work is small. This right here is the philosophical heartbeat of the entire source text. It demands that we respect every single trade, because whether you're building with mathematical precision, wiring homes, or cooking a meal, the inherent value of the work is exactly equal. As we look at these exam tips and core themes, I actually want you to view them as the ultimate life lessons the poet wants us to carry forward. The absolute central theme you must remember is the dignity of labor. The core equation of the poem, that vocation equals identity. By engaging in their craft, these workers are expressing exactly who they are. Your final takeaways are simple, but they're incredibly profound. Honor work and honor people. When we do this, the result is the kind of unity that creates Barrett's incredibly colorful and vibrant tapestry. We began this explainer with a question about the jobs of others, and I want to wrap things up by turning the poem's central theme directly back to you. How does your own daily work sing its unique identity? Think about it. Whether you're a student, a working professional, or managing a home, your tasks have a rhythm, a precision, and a grace all their own. So honor your work, honor the people around you, and always remember the dignity in every task. Thank you so much for joining me to unpack this wonderful text today. Keep learning and keep finding the song in your own daily vocations.